Dave Ramsey is the most well-known personal finance guru of all time. And that's not subjective. The Dave Ramsey Show started in 1992 and it has over 1 billion downloads. It's rated as the #1 business and finance podcast out there. And its course, Financial Peace University, has been taken over 10 million times. Dave Ramsey is the modern father of personal finance, but is his advice actually that good?
Sounds like a dumb question. We're getting rid of credit cards, pay them all off and close them up and cut them up. Zero! None!
So I got into personal finance in 2017. I learned about Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman, Ramit Sethi. They all had generally good advice, but a lot of it was conflicting and I wasn't sure who I could trust. So after doing hundreds of hours of research, I realized that each financial guru serves different people. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So in this series, I'm gonna break down what I agree and disagree with, and also let you know what type of person would best benefit from each different guru. Just so you don't have to waste time like I did sorting through hours of material. So let's start with Mr. DR himself, David Lawrence Ramsey III. How are you doing back there, Dave?
Better than I deserve.
I'm glad to hear that. So there's no doubt that Dave has helped millions of people. He has massive clout in the personal finance community. And even though I don't agree with everything he says, real recognizes real. But one of the biggest things that I disagree with Dave on is his view on credit cards. He says to cut them up, close them, throw them away, and never look back. But for me, credit cards have been amazing. I've been able to build a near 800 credit score. I've been able to travel for free using credit card points. Why would anyone not take advantage of these awesome perks? But that's when I realized that Dave isn't talking to me. He's talking to the 50% of Americans who are currently in credit card debt. Nearly 1 in 2 people are carrying a balance on their credit card. And credit card debt is the worst type of debt you can possibly have. So no wonder why he's telling people to cut up credit cards and never use them again, because that's good advice for hundreds of millions of Americans. Dave, this is a metal card. I can't just cut it up. So that is the first type of person Dave will definitely help. If you have any sort of credit card debt, give the Ramsey Show a listen. But if you're comfortable with credit cards and you pay them off in full each month, Dave might not be the best fit for you. And that's okay. Now, this second type of person that should be listening to Dave Ramsey is actually more common than those with credit card debt. In fact, 61% of Americans are currently doing this. Any guesses? While you try and guess, I'm gonna show you a video of what actually turned me off from some of Dave's practices.
And you're broke. Broke people don't need to be going on vacation. Broke people need to be working.
It's kind of jarring, right? Like, broke people shouldn't be going on vacations. Obviously, we all need some rest and relaxation in our life. But after watching some more clips, I started to realize who Dave was actually targeting. He also stated in that video that you shouldn't be going into debt for a vacation. And honestly, I agree with that.
Zero! None!
And even though Dave can be aggressive sometimes, he's talking to people who are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning they have no money saved. 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So if they wanted to go on vacation, they would have to take out debt to do so. So yes, Dave's style is a little abrasive, but he's giving a wake-up call to 200 million Americans in a culture of treat yourself and you deserve this. Dave is handing reality to people, and it's tough love, so if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you might not like his advice. It's not gonna feel good, but it's something you definitely need to hear. Now, this last person who would benefit from Dave's practices is even more common than the previous two. This type of person makes up about 66% of the people living in the United States. And I'm actually in the minority for this one. But to fully understand Dave's teachings, we need to take a look into his past. Dave was born in Nashville, Tennessee in 1960. He graduated from UT with a degree in finance. He got into the real estate game, and by 1986, he had amassed a portfolio of over $4 million. But unfortunately, he was over leveraged in debt. In 1987, the banks recalled his loans and Dave was unable to pay them. He filed for bankruptcy in 1988. That's right, Dave himself filed for bankruptcy. But through that massive failure came great success. He started teaching friends and family about finances so they wouldn't make the same mistake he did. He eventually started teaching classes at his local church, and he's kept those teachings consistent for 30 years. Anyone who's listened to Dave Ramsey knows he's a devout Christian and religion plays a huge part in his life. And that's why the third type of person that I'd recommend Dave for is if you're religious and especially Christian. You will resonate with Ramsey's solutions more than any other financial help. And I really believe that's why he's become so popular, is because 66% of people identify as being religious, with nearly half of the United States identifying as Christian. But that also explains why I didn't resonate with Dave as much as others. Growing up, I never went to church, my parents never pushed religion on me, which has led me to finding my own beliefs. So when Dave talks about having a godly view of money, it just wasn't as sticky to me. But I understand I'm in the minority here. Dave Ramsey is a huge believer of faith in finance, and I know his teachings are helping the vast majority of our population. And since our financial education in America is so minimal, there's obviously a need for it. I can disagree with someone's teachings and still respect them as a person, because without a doubt, Dave Ramsey has had a net positive impact on the world. And even though I'm not in credit card debt, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm not really religious, the vast majority of people are. I say this over and over, but personal finance is personal. It's never going to be black and white. Every person's financial situation is going to be different. I never think you should just blindly follow someone's advice. Like, even with my videos, you should always be questioning and forming your own opinions. Regardless of what me, Dave, or any other finance guru tells you, knowledge. You should really find someone that you resonate with and then make your own decisions going forward. Let me know which finance guru you want me to break down next, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.